The next screen we want to talk about is a staggered screen, which is another screen that's being used a lot in offense to open up three-point shooters. We've got specific rules on how to cover staggered screens that got to be followed so that we can successfully cover a very difficult screen to cover. Okay, so again, let's say the ball is in Owen's hands. As we talked about earlier with the other screens, if Sam's guarding Jack, and obviously there's two more players over here, another offensive, defensive player, again, Sam wants to force the shooter or the offensive player in one direction, not allow him to go in both directions to get more separation. So as we set this staggered screen over here, it's going to be two screens for the shooter. As Owen makes this pass, okay, here are our rules, all right? Bryce is going to set the first screen, and Owen's going to set the second screen. Okay, first let's talk about the defenders on the screeners. Tyler is going to do the same coverage that we did with the pin down. Okay, he's got to have a hand and a head in his passing lane to prevent the offensive player from curling. His other hand should be out here in case Owen were to slip. Okay, so his responsibility is to help with the shooter coming off the screen like we did with the pin down. The first screener, in this case Jake's man, his responsibility is to not allow any slips going towards the rim. Okay, so if he were to get up too high and Bryce set this first screen and then flashed or slipped towards the basket, that is Jake's responsibility. If Owen were to slip, that's Jake's responsibility. So if Owen, as the screener comes off, let's say Jack's coming and Owen's setting that second screen, he decides to slip rather than setting it, Jake's got to pick it up and then we'll rotate down and Sam will continue to chase. So as we go back and do it again, the guy who's covering the first screener, his responsibility is to protect the rim against any slips so that we've got the rim protected. Sam's responsibility is to chase this shooter to not allow any three-point shots with some help from Tyler so that he can't curl the ball and, curl the screen and go right towards the basket. So let's start from the top again. We'll just walk through it first. Owen, you got the ball here on the wing. Okay, playing good ball defense. Ball gets passed. Okay, here comes the screens. Sam's chasing. There's one, there's two. As he pops out, we're ready to follow, we're ready to play defense. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, go ahead, bring it back. Again, as we talk about this chaser, it's really important. Josh Gosser, our teams in Wisconsin, was one of the great chasers we ever had. And he did a great job of staying low and staying right on the tail and did a great job of getting over screens. You got to be tough. You got to be physical. Some guys are easy to screen, some guys aren't. You got to be a player that's not easy to screen, especially if we're going to put you on the shooter, because you're going to get a lot of screens. Obviously, teams are going to set a lot of screens with three-point shooters. So your ability to stay low, your ability to absorb contact, your ability to not give up is really important. So as Owen makes his pass, we'll go ahead and go hop back in here and we'll set these screens up. All right, Sam's going to get right on the tail of Jack. He's going to get down nice, little lower the shoulder, lower the hand, come off that screen, and be ready to catch and put pressure on the defense. All right, this time let's throw it, Kate. So let's start from the top again, Owen. Just make the pass, go set the screen. Sam, you pop out. Or excuse me, Jack, you pop out. Sam, you chase. Okay, ready, play. Ball gets passed. Okay, here comes he. Gonna chase it hard. Boom, great coverage.